With Mainnet 3.0 only a few days away, there's still a lot of confusion over how that'll impact Tfuel, edge nodes versus elite edge nodes, and Tfuel staking. My name's Rob, and this is Bite Size, where we try to take complicated concepts and make them just a little bit easier. Today, we're going to spend some time talking about what is uptime mining and proof of relay in regards to the Theta network. Before I go too far into today's episode, I just want to take a quick second to say thank you so much to the entire community. I started this project just kind of on a whim, just due to the fact that I enjoyed helping a lot of people on Reddit, especially in the Theta community groups. And there was a lot of push for me to do something a little bit more active, and so far the response has been fantastic. So I really appreciate it. To those of you who have subscribed, it means a lot to me. To those of you who have commented, I appreciate it. I try to respond as often as I can. If this is your first time joining, welcome. Hit the like button, or subscribe, or just leave me a comment. As I mentioned, I love communicating with the audience. Today we're going to talk a bit about Tfuel staking, uptime mining, and the proof of relay. Specifically, now that we're only about a week away from the launch of Mainnet 3.0, what does that mean for you as an actual Thetian, and how are you maximizing your rewards? So let's take a deeper dive into it. At the launch of Mainnet 3.0, coming up here in a couple of days, we're going to be introduced to something that the Theta Labs team has referred to as uptime mining. Uptime mining is referred to in the white paper quite regularly as the salary of edge nodes. It's designed to be an award that's given to everybody simply for existing as an elite edge node on the network as long as you're providing uptime. Now, what exactly does that mean? Let's take a look. So the basis of the Theta network starts with the Guardian node. Guardian nodes are those individuals who have staked 1,000 Theta and have set up a computing system to be a Guardian. Each of these Guardians then connects out in a mesh network to individual edge nodes. Now, in reality, these Guardian nodes also are connecting to other Guardian nodes, and each edge node is also connecting to additional Guardian nodes. For the purposes of what we're going to talk about for uptime mining, however, let's ignore the rest of the Guardian nodes on the system and just look at a single mesh. Periodically, each edge node is going to send a stamp or a signature back to the Guardian nodes. These are going to occur each block. This is referred to in the white paper as the BLS signature and actually follows a BLS signature white paper that was written by a completely separate team on a way of communicating existence of edge nodes on a periodic schedule. What's going to happen is that each of these edge nodes will send to the Guardian node how much staked Tfuel is on it, as well as what the latest block is that it identified. The objective is for the edge node to have the same signature to every block that's tied to the Guardian. What this basically means is, as the blocks are changing inside the network, each of your edge nodes needs to be able to say, I was there when that existed. When a reward is given out due to the Tfuel inflation, the system is going to randomly select a number of elite edge nodes. And for the purposes of uptime mining, it must be an elite edge node. Standard edge nodes don't apply for the purposes of uptime mining. A random number of elite edge nodes will be selected. Based on the Tfuel on those randomly selected edge nodes, the rewards will then be evenly distributed to each of those devices. Periodically, the system will set a new reward cycle. So let's say there's another 100 Tfuel reward. A new set of randomly selected edge nodes will be picked to receive these rewards. It's possible that it could include one of the edge nodes that was in the previous selection. It's also possible that if an edge node was left out of the previous selection, it'll also be left out of the next selection as well. The edge nodes that are selected will then share that 100 Tfuel, in this case, reward with all the other edge nodes based on the amount of staked Tfuel. The idea being that over enough time, the rewards will average out for every elite edge node based on the amount of Tfuel that's been staked. Now, let's envision that we have another reward block go out. And these 4 edge nodes are the ones that would be randomly selected for that. However, in this example, one of these edge nodes wasn't around in order to send out the BLS signature for the block in which it would have been selected for. In that instance, the Tfuel rewards will actually be distributed among the remaining edge nodes that were able to be online and signed that specific block. This is where the uptime mining comes in. It's beneficial for the individual edge node to be present during a time when it is randomly selected so that it can be rewarded with the Tfuel. What can make this challenging is that edge node operators have no idea what frequency they'll be getting their rewards at. It's quite possible that if rewards were to go out, say, daily, you as an edge node could be online 95% of the time and simply be off for the 5% when you would have received your daily rewards. Do that once or twice and it really starts to hurt. This is where 100% uptime is really what you're trying to go for on an edge node. Now there's a second half to the payout going to all the edge nodes, and that's the proof of relay. This is referred to as the performance-based pay in the white paper. It's pretty simple if you understand the core concept of Theta, but let me explain it just in case you don't. When a content service wants to have their information and their video files distributed to individuals, they'll have to purchase Tfuel on the open market. They'll take that Tfuel and they'll put it into a smart contract. That smart contract is going to take 25% of that Tfuel and burn it. This is what's going to create a deflationary aspect to Tfuel, meaning that there's not ever going to be too much into the network. The remaining 75% of that is then sent out to all of the mesh networks, each of those guardian nodes and the edge nodes attached to it. That file goes to the actual individual edge nodes, at which point it's stored locally, or cached. This is referred to as edge cache. From there, when that file is demanded by additional users or additional edge nodes, the file is then sent out to the individual locations, and the edge node that passed it on is given a partial or small amount of Tfuel from that smart contract. And this is a proof of relay. So in conclusion, the main benefit for an edge node is simply to be on all the time. There's been a lot of questions about what exact hardware should you have, or how many CPUs or GPUs should you be running on your edge node in order to maximize your rewards. The answer is, it doesn't really matter. For the edge caching aspect, there's not enough customers on the Theta network yet to really matter. Having a small hard drive of 120 gigs or 250 gigs is really all you're going to need. Into the future, it may be beneficial to look into something that's a solid state drive. As far as a dedicated GPU, they're still not required at this point either. You can happily use those and they'll love having it for folding at home, but that's charity work at this moment. Really, the only thing you need is a dedicated internet service. And you're going to want to make sure that you've got a large enough amount of data that you can use so that you don't go over on your limits. As long as you have a computer that is connected to the internet and can be running 24 hours a day and 7 days a week, you're fine. Mine, in fact, is a 9-year-old laptop that doesn't even have a monitor on it. There's additional questions that people have been asking about, should you be staking Theta or should you be staking Tfuel? Does it matter if you set up the edge node yourself or should you be using something like Gpool? Can you set up multiple edge nodes in the same Wi-Fi or the same network and on the same wallet address? And we're going to do another video on that coming up shortly. So if you like this content, let me know. And if there's additional content you'd like to see, let me know as well. Share it in the comments or hit me up on Reddit. Appreciate it, and I'll talk to you all soon.